So China just held this massive military parade, right? And of course, the whole world was watching. But beyond the usual tanks and missiles, something else really grabbed everyone's attention. A whole new generation of super advanced drones. This wasn't just a show, it was a serious statement. And it really gets you thinking about a critical question for the future. It's a huge question, isn't it? When we see these kinds of futuristic machines, you have to wonder, is the next war going to be won simply by whoever has the smartest code and the best robots? Let's dig into that by taking a closer look at this drone race that's heating up between two giants. All right, so let's get into it. What exactly did China roll out, and why is it making everyone in the global defense community sit up and take notice? Now, the key phrase to focus on here is combat ready. See, lots of countries are playing around with prototypes and testing this kind of stuff. But what China did was showcase finished products, ready for mass production. They're basically signaling, hey, we're past the blueprint stage. These things are ready to go. To really wrap your head around this, you gotta understand that not all drones are the same. You've got your Tier 1 drones, the simple, cheap FPV types that can be put together right on the battlefield. China is already the undisputed king of making those. Then you move up to Tier 2. Your classic military drones like the Predator. These need a real industrial base to build. But what China was showing off, that was Tier 3, the absolute top of the line. And this is where things get really futuristic. This jump to Tier 3 is all about this loyal wingman idea. We're not talking about propeller drones anymore. These are jet-powered autonomous killing machines designed to fly right into a dogfight alongside a human pilot. The tech required for that, especially the jet engines and the AI, is a whole different ballgame. Okay, so with China showing off all this high-tech gear, the next question is pretty obvious. Does India even have the technological ingredients to cook up a response? Let's take a look at the pantry. And you know what? The answer might surprise you. Turns out, yeah, the core pieces are already on the shelf. For jet power, they've got the homegrown Kaveri engine, which was first built for a fighter jet but is now being adapted for drones. For stealth, they've already developed the special materials and designs for their next-gen fighter jets. And the big one, autonomous flight, they've already run successful tests with prototypes that can take off and land all by themselves. So here's the bottom line. When you just look at the raw science and engineering, India has all the ingredients it needs. The know-how to build drones that can go toe-to-toe with China's best. It's there. And that's where things get a little puzzling, isn't it? It creates this big paradox. If the tech is ready and the science is solid, then why aren't we seeing India's own fleet of advanced drones in their parades? What's the real holdup? And here's the real twist in the whole story. The challenge isn't a brain drain, and it's not a technology gap. Nope. The analysis points to something much more complicated, something internal, the system itself. Let's break that down. Think of it like this. You've got the designers at DRDO, the manufacturers at HAL, and the government holding the money. But it seems like they're not always working from the same playbook or on the same schedule. A project might start off with a bang, but if the funding isn't consistent and everyone isn't pulling in the same direction, it just stalls out. You end up with this gap between a successful prototype and a weapon that's actually in the hands of the military. And look, this isn't just a drone thing. We see the exact same pattern with other cutting-edge tech. India's DRDO has also built and tested a powerful laser weapon on a truck that can shoot down drones. The technology works, but just like the advanced drones, its actual status for mass production and deployment is, well, it's unclear. It's the same story all over again. So what does this all tell us? If the technology itself isn't the real barrier, then what is? What does it actually take to win a high-stakes race like this? Well, it seems it all boils down to one thing: mindset. And this quote right here just nails it. The biggest mistake you can make is to look at your rival's progress and just dismiss it as fake or just for show. The argument is that the only way to be secure is to assume your competitor's weapons work exactly as they say they do, and then you have to work with that same level of urgency. You know, it really is the classic story of the tortoise and the hare, isn't it? Having brilliant tech stuck in a lab is like being the hare. Tons of potential, but ultimately just standing still. By rolling out finished products, China is acting like the tortoise, just moving forward step by step and step. And we all know who wins that race in the end. It's not about a flash of genius, it's about consistent, coordinated execution. Okay, so we've looked at the tech, the potential, and the very real roadblocks. Let's pull all of this together.
What's the final takeaway from all this?
And that leaves us with this one final question that really gets to the heart of the matter. All the evidence suggests the talent is there, the technology is there. So maybe the real battle isn't in the laboratory or on the factory floor, but in fixing the very system that's supposed to connect the two. What do you think? Thanks for tuning in.